Gonna go, where's Scott? Where's Scott again? Oh my goodness, the show's gone to without Scott.
Yeah,
you watch. Oh, we are live now, Chad. There we
are
go.
live.
Yeah, we are live. So let's see. Of course, Skippy was first and foremost, as always. G'day, Skip. Mate. So tonight we're talking to Ron. The phone lines are closed. Everyone as well who's listening in, phone lines are closed because I can't do 15 things at once. I'm not a stereotypical female, so I'm a male. I do one thing at a time. That's it. So I can't do all that stuff at the same time. So, but no, we're going to talk to Ron tonight, everyone, in regards to Geooh GO. So we had Cashley on the show last week and Geooh GO on the show this week. And Chad, I do feel, and we'll talk about this when the show starts as well. I do feel that this is actually a good, because they're not competitors; they're allies, because they
Right.
can't compete on two different platforms. So, that's pretty cool. I like that idea. So let's see though if they do get ideas from one another in regards to the different features of the apps as well. So, Chad, I'll be interested to see what input you have in regards to, because you use Geooh GO a lot, don't you?
Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah.
So I'll be glad to see. I'll be listening very closely, Chad, to your input in regards to this as well. So, all right. So do you want to get a start on this, shall we?
Well, you're the one that.
Yeah, I know. And I'll do it. I'll do it for Scott. I've got to do it for Scott because he does the audio edits after this. And in 3, 2,
1.
He doesn't say. See, you mixed it up already, Chad. You don't say the 1.
3, 2.
Welcome, everyone. It's Wednesday. It's 8:30, which means it's once again time for the Geocaching Podcast. My name is Craig, also known as C. Marshall, and please welcome to my virtual left or right, I can't even know now, but we have Jazz 427, also known as Chaddington Bear.
Howdy, all. What's up, Android users and iPhone users as well? You can listen to. It's time to talk Geooh GO.
As we said before the show started, Chad, and if you are strictly like me, an iPhone user, an Apple guy, you know what I mean, it's still a good show to listen to because you can actually understand the different features that different apps have, and that's what I think is I'm going to get a lot of benefit out of tonight's show in regards to that too. But tonight's episode is 871, recorded live on July 9th, 2025. It is the Geooh GO updates and discussions. The phone lines are closed. As I said before the show, I can't do 15 things at once, so the phone lines are closed. But Chad, I'm going to do it like me, not like Scott. I'm going to try and do it like me. Let's talk Patreon, Chad. Let's talk Patreon.
Patreon, got to pay those bills.
Thank you very much, Chad. Look at that. See, we work well together. It costs a lot of money to make this podcast work, and we really could use your help. There are 2 ways you can help us out. First, a one-time payment using via PayPal. That's paypal.me/the Geocaching Podcast, or you can join Patreon, Chad. Join Patreon, Chad.
Did you get anything with that?
Of course you do. You get extra audio, extra video, only for Patreon members. You get stickers and coins and path tags and pins. You get patron-only shows right at the end of the year where we just give stuff away, chat. Give stuff away.
Lots of great stuff.
Have you got stuff to give away, or is it just Scott?
I might give a few things away.
Oh, look at you giving a few things away. Nice.
So, yeah.
But tiers on Patreon start at as low as $5 a month. And for more information, you can go to patreon.com/the Geocaching Podcast. That's patreon.com/the Geocaching Podcast.
Tonight's show is brought to you by Cashley. Cashley is an advanced geocaching app for iOS. It features powerful online and offline features, including filter searches, offline maps, and offline saving of caches. Cashley has hundreds of advanced features that will make your geocaching experience just that much better. Get more info at cashley.com. That's CACHLY.com.
It's also sponsored by... We don't have to enhance these things. We don't have the soundboard like Scott does. But it's also sponsored by Logwork. Logwork are the creators of the fantastic logbook made with genuine write-in-the-rain paper. The logbook's designed for the micro-containers of the present and future, geared towards the hider who would rather go caching than do cache maintenance. Find them at logwork.com. That's LOGWERK.com.
Yeah, I just like you to hear you go, hoo, 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 hoo.
Oh, you want me to do the hoo like live? Yeah. Right. Okay, Chad. I'll do it live for you, just for you.
It's also brought to you by FTF Geocacher Magazine. FTF Geocacher is the magazine for geocachers written by geocachers. With 6 issues a year, FTF offers practical advice, hints and tips, cacher bios and milestones, geocaching events, trail tales, and all things geo-related. Find them at ftfgeocacher.com.
And by Max Says Body Company. Max Says Body Company makes handmade bath and body products made from all natural oils and butters. Items such as Poison Begone soap, itch spray, and 2-cent choices of bug spray are all great for outdoor enthusiasts like geocachers. At Max Says Body, you have you covered from head to toe. Find them at maxsaysbody.com. That's MACSUDSBODY.com.
And by Practical Geocaching. Oops.
Chad, you're playing with you got to do the mute. There you go. Practical geocaching.
I was trying to hit the mute there. And by Practical Geocaching. At Practical Geocaching, we have something new for the summer. New freebies offers through September 30th. Receive 1 pack of our new Go logo log rollers with, that's tongue twisting there.
Just Lego. Just Lego. Just call it Lego. Lego log roller.
Lego roller. Still tongue twister. With an order of $25 or more, receive a bundle of 52 Right in the Rain cut logs with an order of $50 or more. Receive our EDC TOTS tools of the trade with any order of $100 or more. And this includes stainless steel mini multi-tool, Eversharp Scribe, deluxe log roller, titanium tweezers, rechargeable 800 lumen flashlight, and rare earth magnet. That's a great kit, by the way. Yeah. Find them at practicalgeocaching.com. That's PRACTICAL geocaching.com.
And it's also sponsored by Art and Crafted. Art and Crafted creates unique geocaching themed tees and custom designs for you or your geocaching group, with adult sizes ranging from small to 5XL. If you have an idea for a shirt design and cannot find it, then you've gone to the right place. Give them the opportunity to show you just how they can enhance your geocaching experience with your own custom design. Visit them at artandcrafted.com. That's ARTEDCRAFTED.com.
And by PackTags.com for all your swag and pack tag needs. Visit our website to get creative help, to trade or log tags, or to purchase your own personalized pack tags. With over 50,000 tags to collect, PackTags.com is everything you need to start your pack tag obsession. Visit them at PackTags.com. That's PATH.com.
There you go. And by Geooh GO.
Flash tags.
Yes, yeah, that'll be updated very soon, I do believe. But also sponsored by Geooh GO. Go caching with Geooh GO, the geocaching app for Android that includes a Where-A-Go player, trackable scanner, companion watch app, and county finds database. If you are an advanced geocacher, Geooh GO helps with powerful features like nearby cache notifications, optimized routes, offline mode, bulk TB logging, and much, much more. Learn more by visiting them at geoohgo.com. That's GEOOH-GO.com.
And finally, by Cachecraft. Cachecraft builds handmade devious geocaches, including their ultra devious real nail geocache, as well as gadget caches, path tags, and geocoin displays, and much, much more to get you out geocaching and keep you in the game. Also, be sure to visit our booth at Midwest Geobash on July 25th and 26th in Ohio. Find these items at cachecraft.com, cachecraftnj.com. That's CACHECRAFTNJ.com.
And Chad, you can find the links to all our sponsors on our website, and where else?
Or in our show notes.
In our show notes. That's right. So I'm starting to sound like Scott. I don't want to sound like Scott. Meanwhile, Chad, we have news. I'll do the sound effect myself. I don't care, mate. We have 62 now for the ET Turkey Trot. 62. How many cars is that, Chad?
That's 16 cars.
16 cars for 62 people. We only need 300 for a mega status, right? You know that, don't you?
I know. I don't think we're quite going to get there in the middle of the desert during Thanksgiving.
This is just fair enough. I understand that. But you can't actually host a geocaching event for the purpose of finding the caches. The geocaching event that we'll be hosting, though, Chad, is literally just an event. That's it. You don't have to do the turkey trot to come to the event. You can just come to the event, and that's it. End of story. We have to say that disclaimer because them's the rules, Chad. Them's the rules. If you want to know more, you can shoot us an email if you're interested at thegeocachingpodcast@gmail.com. That's THE geocaching podcast @gmail.com. And you just go on the list for the time being. Scott's going to have to pull his finger out very soon, Chad, won't he? We can throw him under the bus now because he's not here. He's going to have to pull his finger out and start some organization very, very soon.
Yeah, but soon.
Soon, very soon. We're getting to July. We're in July now, Chad.
Exactly.
When's August? When is it? In November?
It's in November.
In November. You've only got 6 weeks to go, or 8 weeks to go. Well, come on.
We're not, but we're getting there.
Exactly. We've also got mail, Chad, too. Mail. You got mail. Email. We got from Practical Geocaching is this email, and he says that we've been promising new items for this year and having to hold back. We've had a few issues getting components from overseas businesses. Did we read this out last week? I think we read this out last week, didn't we? I'm sure we did. But anyway, we'll read it out again anyway, because we do love Practical Geocaching. Ding, ding, ding. But they've finally got everything we need to source and prototyped and out for trial sales. Practical Geocaching, a magnet nut cache, and a new magnet lug nut cache. Choose from 3-piece acorn nuts, 3-piece lug nut, or a mix of 2 of each. That's right, you can have mixed nuts, Chad, which I think Scott likes that. But anyway. But just a synopsis, he says, but we are premiering all metal caches with magnetic fastenings and closures. They're easy to use, easy to maintain, and they come to you with everything you need, including logbooks and the whole lot too. I'm sure we read that out last week, but I can't recall because it was a little bit of blur without Scott. Yep. But anyway, you can learn more for their eBay store or go to practicalgeocaching.com and you'll see all the details from that too. So there we have it, Chad. There we have it. Shall we introduce Ron? I do believe. Take him off there. Well, welcome, everyone, and welcome, Ron from Geooh GO, mate. How are you, buddy?
I'm good. Thanks for having me on.
No, thanks for being on, mate. Thanks for being on. So you heard the show last week. We spoke about Cachly, and we said before in the show, Cachly, a great geocaching app, but only for iOS. Geooh GO is the comparable one to Android. Is that right?
Close enough. There's a lot of similarities on the user interface. There's some unique stuff with Cachly, unique stuff with Geooh GO, but they look a lot alike.
And that's what we're going to discuss tonight as well. So you've got to tell us, Ron, a little bit about if people don't know, if they've got an Android and they've never done with Geooh GO, etc. What do they need to do? How do they go about downloading it for themselves if they've got an Android?
Well, they can go to Google Play and search for it, or they can go to my website at geooh-go.com, and it'll tell you what the app does. And at the bottom of the web page, it will give you a link there to make it easier to jump into the Play Store.
Perfect. Now, Ron, how long have you been? Because I remember going back. I was in Australia, I think, when Geooh GO first came out. How many years has it been out and about now for, mate?
15 years.
15 years. Wow.
Yeah, it's kind of I keep count because that's when Android first came out 15 years ago, and as Android goes up to like now the latest is Android 15 or 16, I keep matching the latest release of Android. So I started back when Android came out 15 years ago.
15 years ago. And so that's what you're up to now. You're up to version 15. Is that right? You do versions for year on?
Yes. Yeah. The major versions match the major Android release that year.
Nice. So Chad, are you up to date with your version 15 of the Geooh GO?
Yeah, I think it was 15.1. Something like that.
Yeah.
That's you've got the latest.
I've got the latest. He's got the latest.
The latest and greatest, exactly. Chad, tell me, this is going. I'm flicking to you now for the time being, mate. Give me your top 3, just 3, not 5, but top 3 features of your Geooh GO, as opposed to like the official app, for instance.
So the my top 3 are going to be the built-in Where I Go player, the county fines database, and the TB scanner.
Oh, I didn't have a TB scanner in it as well. And I do like the idea of a Where I Go inside the app as well. So that's pretty cool. Ron, how did that go? How long has it been since the Where I Go? So I know headquarters had a lot of issues with their Where I Go app a few years back there, probably 3 or 4 or 5 years ago now. Is that when you started to develop the Where I Go player in your app?
Oh no, gosh, I think it's been maybe 10 years since I put it in.
Wow.
And I got disappointed in the current, at the time, Where I Go player called Where You Go.
Mm-hmm.
And it just seemed clunky. And so I said, well, I'll just try to write my own, which I did. And it's got a more modern user interface.
Mm-hmm.
It's integrated within the app itself, so you don't have to jump between apps.
Yeah, it's really nice.
You can so when you click on the Where I Go on the map, you can download the cartridge from there directly. So you're not trying to play around with the websites and that kind of stuff to get the cartridge downloaded. So that's a nice feature,
especially in this day and age when you've got like Adventure Labs even out there as well, which is its own separate app. So you're flicking between apps themselves. I mean, I know, Ron, as I said before, I'm only a Cashly user, but Cashly have it whereby if you're in Cashly and you click on an Adventure Lab, for instance, it'll flick you automatically over to the Adventure Lab app and to the actual pinpoint in which you're looking at. Does Geooh GO do the same sort of thing with Adventure Labs as well?
Yes, if you can open up the Adventure Lab app from the cache on the map or in a list.
Right.
So that's not cache, the Adventure Lab.
Adventure Lab
right.
app. Yeah, exactly. Because that's what I was going to say as well. So there's already an Adventure Lab app out there. Then there's if you're not on Geooh GO, then you got a Where I Go app, and then you got the geocaching app. Like there's 3 apps you have to fiddle around with. This way, I suppose at least it gets rid of one of those 3 for you. So that's really cool.
Yeah. Well, one time I actually wrote a Adventure Lab app like the Where I Go player. I tried to build in. And Groundspeak wasn't interested in allowing me to do that, so I backed out of it. But I was able to use the existing technology inside the app to do a Where I Go Adventure Lab player. It's sidelined now.
Yeah, no, that's fair enough, and it's the same thing as well. You can only go as far as HQ kind of allows in regards to it. But in saying that, you're an official app of headquarters as well. You're not one of those ones where you literally just scrape off the.
He uses the official API.
He uses the official API.
I'm an API partner. Yes.
A partner. That's what I meant to say. You're a partner. The same with Cashly. Cashly's an actual API partner as well. So always, I'm going to say this as well to anyone out there, especially if you're brand new to geocaching, always try to look for the official partners. Whether, I do the official app first. I'm always an advocate as well. If you're a brand new player, try the official app first. It's the free one, the whole lot, and go from there. And then if you want to dive deeper, if you're on Android, go to Geooh GO. If you're on iOS, go to Cashly. That's my two go-tos from there. But Ron, tell us, mate, in regards to this latest up version, and what's new with the Geooh GO app?
Well, it supports the latest Android. We're talking about the version of Android. The latest version is Android 15. And so Google is really pushing improvements in the current versions of Android for security. And one of the big things is edge-to-edge display. So Geooh GO has that where it's kind of more immersive, where scrolling and the buttons for the back and home and all that are on top of a list, maybe. So it's fully integrated with Android 15 and more immersive edge-to-edge displays, which I find looks more pleasing
to the eye. Yeah,
definitely.
See, again, you're not talking my language, because edge-to-edge displays, I don't know what that means, like, because I don't have an Android. What do you mean by that, Ron? In terms of if I'm only an iOS user and you're talking edge-to-edge, you're talking like the wraparound screens that some Androids have, or?
No, it's the content of the app will fill the entire screen.
Oh, okay.
So in Android, that we used to have back and home and another button that would overlay the bottom of the screen. So you just cut out a portion of the screen content. And so Google's pushing to go fully immersive, and the buttons are kind of in the on top of the display, and they're trying to encourage you to go with the navigation where you swipe back and forth versus actually hit a button. Is
that an Android thing? Is it?
Well, it's also iOS thing too. So iPhones have the navigation that way for, I think, for years. So you're just probably accustomed to it.
So for those who are watching live or watching the video, you can see on my phone here how it goes all the way down to the bottom.
Oh,
it does have the button overlays for the operating system and stuff in there as well. It's kind of hard to see, but it's not blocking you out from that visibility and stuff down there. So
that makes sense. Like the top half does on most apps as well. The top half, is blanked out green, like a green bar, and then you've got different buttons up the top. This one that goes all the way down to the bottom now instead, rather than having a bar at the top and a bar at the bottom. So that makes sense. Anything else new, Ron? That's with this new version coming through?
Two things I thought were really nice. I've always had a street view of a cache, so you could you see what the area looks like before you get to it. And I added a feature that when you open up the street view, it immediately orients towards the cache and puts a cache icon on top of street view. So if you rotate the camera around, the cache icon will disappear until you bring it back into the location.
So you can see a Google Street View guy there, symbol there, and also a 3D symbol there for the Google Earth 3D Google Earth view as well. So able to get a Google Street View look at the cache and a 3D view, and some of them even have an AR view as well.
Oh, okay. And just for the listeners only out there, Chad's doing a great job tonight in regards to the listeners and letting them know exactly what he's pointing at and showing.
Yeah, I'm sorry for those who aren't watching the video, but but having those features are really great, especially you've got a really hilly terrain and stuff, and you getting that Google 3D view as to where the cache is like, oh, there looks like there's some a big boulder pile over here, and that's so far up. It's like, okay, that's where I need to be getting to, that kind of thing.
Well, and the 3D, I go into a deeper explanation of it for those who haven't seen it. Google has a lot of photorealistic map tiles. So they've taken their Google satellites and created 3D meshes. And so what this 3D view does is it's like having a drone. So you are seeing the cache from way up high. And from up high, there's like a little balloon attached to the ground where the cache is at. And then you can rotate around the cache, and it looks pretty good. So this photorealistic view, so that's kind of slick. So if you use Street View for a real close up, and you use this to see everything all around where the cache is at.
That's a really nice feature. What's, again, for listeners out there, what's Chad showing on his phone is just that, like a 3-dimensional, like a drone. Basically, you pretend you're like a drone, and you can see around, you can see up and down and all over. Very much like as Ron said as well, Street View sort of style too. I like that. That's actually pretty cool. That's really cool.
And the AR is that if you are within, I can't remember, like 160 feet of the cache, you can open the AR view and point your camera, and just like AR, it will overlay the cache icon as you point the camera towards the cache. So it's kind of a fun thing to you actually, again, as you're getting close to the cache, you got a real live view of it, and you can see where it's at using AR's augmented reality.
So does that mean it actually points to the exact light pole that's under the under the skirt? That's pretty cool. If the coordinates are correct.
Yes.
Yeah. Coordinates being correct is always a subject of debate.
That's really cool. That's one thing that I haven't seen Cachly actually implement. So, but mind you, that must be a lot in terms of bandwidth and download and all the technical jargon to actually have that sort of visual come up all the time.
The 3D does, because that's where you start are getting charged by Google for the map tiles, 3D map tiles.
Yeah.
The AR is just standalone. It doesn't use anything all over the network to do that.
Right. Yeah. But it's the it's the 3D.
Kind of like satellite view and stuff, though. And I'm sure all of us are used to swapping into satellite view and zooming down. Well, this takes that to the next level.
Yeah.
Right.
No, I like it. But I will say, as I said before, anyone out there, use the official app first, and then if you do decide to go to Geooh GO, play around with it. They're not going to break anything. You know what I mean? You're not going to break the app itself to a certain degree.
And that's exactly what I tell people that are interested. You go with the official app first. It's basic. It really is perfect for new beginners. Then when you're more advanced, and Geooh GO requires a premium membership at Groundspeak. So once you really have gotten into geocaching, Geooh GO will just take it, like I said, to another level of what you can do locating a cache.
So is that all the API members, the developers, all require the Groundspeak's premium service? Okay,
I think I'm the only one that requires that, and
okay,
I know Cashly does basic and premium. I think maybe the others do too. I just did not want to deal with the basic requirements or limitations that Groundspeak imposes on the API. Okay. And since this is more for an advanced geocacher, I just said you got to be premium.
Yeah, I would assume that the vast majority of the other apps like Cashly are premium users, anyways. So,
right. Yeah. Well, and something else that's new in 15 is that I improved the personal notes editor. And now what happens is that if you want to write a note, a personal note on the cache, a little slide up note taker comes up on the screen. So whatever screen you're on, you can be in the description or a list, and you can slide up a note for that and record it and save it, and then it slides back down. The advantage is you can still see some content from whatever you were looking at to write yourself a note. And similarly, I've used that with it's called an answer sheet, which I really started using. If you've got virtuals or earth caches and you want to keep notes about it or answers, so you slide up the answer sheet, fill it in, and then when you're done, there's a button to actually send it to the owner via a message or the message center or an email, and it creates the cache name and GC code. So it kind of pre-fills things for you, and it helps the owner know what cache you're giving answers to. So that I like, because before that I was always having to get a piece of paper and writing things down, and now I don't.
Now, if you're in there, and you see that one of your friends has found a cache, and you wanna basically ask that friend a question about the cache, are you able to send a note to that friend and it pre-populate with the cache page information?
I'll have to see they're on it. Any cache owner on the cache screen, which shows the owner's avatar and stats on the screen. You can click on that avatar and send a message. And what it does is it opens up the web page that Groundspeak uses for messaging. Mm-hmm. So, and people talk about having to go back to the geocaching app to do a message. You won't be notified of a message, but you can still use the Geooh app to send it without having to go to the official app.
Okay.
That was going to be one of my questions as well, Ron. And with, we're talking about Earth caches, we're talking about virtuals. If you're doing an Earth cache, for instance, I know with Cachely, you got two buttons to choose from: either A, send answers, or B, log the cache. And so if you click the A, send answers, then it automatically switches you over to the official app. In the messages service, it automatically populates with the actual cache owner's details to message, and also auto populates with the actual cache that you're talking about, like GC ABCD 234 and the name of the cache, and then you can write in your answer from there too. So,
I keep it within the app, so
Okay.
I'm using a little mini browser in Geooh GO to open up the message screen, and I pre-populate that. It's a web page, and you can use some JavaScript to populate that web page with the answers.
Nice.
And then you scroll down and you hit submit. And then when you're done, you're just right back to Geooh. You're not going to a separate app.
Yeah. The same with caches. So then once you click send, you just literally it clicks you back to the Cachely app where you can actually log the cache from there. So yeah, same sort of thing. And I tell you now, it's I love it. As you said before, Ron, long gone are the pen and papers nowadays. Like, and you only carry a pen literally for the logs. You don't really need it for anything else in nowadays. You shouldn't need it for anything else as well. So, quick question again. This may be
real quickly. So anyone that has logged it. So this one that I looked at, Three Crazy Queens had logged it, and the cache is called Can You Bear It? And it's like I long pressed on her name, and then I was able to send message, and it pre-populates. So not cache owner, but also finders. So if you have a question about a cache that someone else has found, and you don't have to like try to copy and paste and do all that stuff, it will pre-populate for you.
Yeah, that's the same sort of thing as with Cachely as well, except the this leads me to the next question. That is, if I go to a cache, GC ABC 123, I look at the logs. There's a button in Cachely where I can click to either have a look at my own log if I've logged it already, or B, friends' logs. Does that the same sort of thing in Geooh GO as well?
Yes. If you've logged the cache, then it enables a menu option to see your log. And then there's a button at the bottom to see all your friends' logs.
Yes.
And kind of with this, that if it's an event cache, it will show another button to show you all the announcements that have been made for the event.
Oh wow! Okay.
So it's kind of a quick filter to show the owners of the event what messages they've done with the announcements.
That's cool. I like that feature. I like that idea too. So. It's one of those things, Chad, what you were sort of saying, that is, if you're having trouble finding a cache, this is a quick and easy phone a friend. You click on the logs. Who of my friends list has found this? Yep. Oh, Joe Blow's found it. So I'm going to send them a quick message or give them a phone call. I love that idea. Ron. So very good, mate. Very good. Mate, I see here as well in the show notes in regards to watch applications as well. What's happening with the watch?
Well, I've had a watch interface for years.
Yeah.
I just did a complication. A complication is one of those circles that you can integrate one app in with a watch face. And so I've just added that so that you click the complication, and it will either open up the map or the stats that your daily stats. That you on your finds. So it's kind of a neat little thing if you don't have to go to the app to do the same thing. The watch interface is set up so that when you select a cache on the phone, you can either manually transfer it to the watch, or you can have it automatically transferred every time you select a cache. And then what it does is it puts it on a map on the watch. So you can put your phone away and start navigating to the cache via the watch. It even has the same proximity alarms that the phone does. So and a compass. So you can just use your watch to show where the cache is at on a map or via the compass, and And then when you're done, you just go back to the phone and log it.
Yeah. See, I love that too. I love that, Chad, as well, for something like, if you're doing a bike trail, power trail on a push bike. You can actually have it already, your phone in the on the bike holder, but then have everything on your watch, because it's much easier just to look at your watch than it is to go back and forward to your phone, and still keep an eye on your travel, so you're not hitting any pedestrians or any other cars, etc. So,
and that's why I did a proximity alarm. So as you get closer to it's like a radar beep.
Right.
And the closer you get, the beeps
faster
increase in frequency. So you know when you're getting there. And I mentioned this to Chad earlier, that you can also speak the distance. So if you're riding your bike, you'll hear how close you are to the cache.
So you hear like a doot doot, and then as you get closer, it's a doot 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 doot.
Yeah, and then also it also announces the distance.
Okay. Yeah.
If you have it enabled, so that's one of the things. It's like I have to go in and find, it's like I disable a lot of things, because it's like I don't want overload initially, and then it's like I pull them in over time, and going back and pulling them in is sometimes I'm a little bad at doing that. But then when I see a feature on here, it's like, okay, I know that must be something I've disabled. I got to go in and pull that out so I can start using that.
Yeah, if there's a downside to Geooh, it's the number of features and even knowing that they're there. And I tell people to always go through the settings, because that's like a mini manual. As you go through the settings, it's pretty much telling you what you can configure for a feature. But I forget also what's in the app often. So that's the downside. There's so much in it. You may forget it's there, or not even know it's there.
Quick question as well for the rest of the international viewers. You were saying before that it actually like announces the distance between you and the next cache, and as you're going closer and closer. Is that metric and imperial, or is it just imperial?
No, that whatever setting you have for your phone, metric or imperial, it will use that.
Right.
Both were, when you see a distance, it's going to use whatever metric or
meters and kilometers, which makes much more sense than feet and inches. But anyway, that's my opinion. I'm getting off my soapbox now, but I like it, Ron.
I can deal with either one. So
yeah. I'll be honest with you. Now, after living in America for the last 3 or 4 years, I can kind of deal with either one as well, to be honest with you. So it's not that difficult, to be honest. I just find it time consuming when you talk about like 1/10 of a mile. Like, that's a lot to say, a lot of words to say, instead of just how many meters. You know what I mean? So there's the difference. 161 meters, or 1/10 of a mile. So you're talking fractions in imperial, where we just talk numbers in metric. So anyway, I digress. Ron, anything else in regards to the new stuff, or things that Chad wouldn't know about, for instance?
I think he knows about it. The last major feature in the app, and I usually do try to do 2 or 3 major things for each year. This one is a built-in turn-by-turn navigator.
Yep.
So instead of using Google Maps or Waze, you can navigate using Geooh instead. The advantage is that you're not jumping into another app, and so you're staying within the, Geooh. Plus, I can put information on the screen that's related to the cache. So you can tap a button, and you see the cache icon on the turn-by-turn screen, and you can click a button to show the hint and other information about the cache. So I find that advantageous that when you're navigating to something in Google Maps or Waze, you have no idea what the cache name or icon or anything about it.
Right.
So with Geooh GO's navigator, you can keep that there.
Nice.
you got a little icon down on the bottom right of the screen while you're navigating that you can click on. That gives you the cache name, the GC code, the hint, the DT, the size, how many how many favorite points, or just 9? No, it's not. It's the number of finds on there. Yeah.
I think it also will show you the favorites that have been accumulated.
Maybe this one doesn't have any favorites.
And a side note of that, I think Geoo's, I don't know if Cachely has implemented this yet or not, but Geoo will do like the official app and show you a small badge on the cache icon of the number of favorite points the cache has received. And you can configure in settings how many favorites it has to be, the minimum number of favorites, before it will show the badge.
Yeah, and so it does show you the number of favorites, if there are any favorites on it. So I just happened to pick a cache that didn't have any favorites.
Well, Chad, we did say before the phone lines are closed tonight, but there has been a few questions in the chat room. So I'm going to flick now to the chat room, Ron, if you're ready for that, mate. And I'll have a few. I'll do questions and also statements as well. There's some people saying it's a great app. They love it. Scott from Ohio, GSM times 2. The Where Go is a very nice integrated, which makes it great as well. Official apps are always best. There's another one. What's the other one here? I'd use that AR feature on a bunch of caches. Coordinates are willing. So yeah, make sure the coordinates are correct, and that AR feature would look pretty cool. Actually, here you go. Question from Seebeck Tribe. Do you have to save the answers before sending them?
No, I mean if you're filling all the answers in with the answer sheet, you can just hit the send button instead,
and you don't have to fill in.
Right. I mean, the app will automatically save it, I think, when you're doing the send. But no, you don't have to save it. And even if you do the save, you're still on the screen until you get rid of the screen.
Yeah, no, that's perfect. Again, GSM times 2 says people always praise Cachely, but Geooh GO actually has more features. Scott, I'm thinking you're right. After listening to this as well and Ron tonight, it's a possibility. I just think people talk about Cachely more often because iPhone users are very vocal about their choice of phone wear. Including myself as well. So there we go. What else do we have here? Let me see. Yep, the number of options is incredible. Sheila Wilson says, I bought the app a few years ago to do Where It Goes easier when other apps were not working well for those. I have found many other features in it, like FTF showing on the map, if no one has found the cache yet, that has me using it when visiting places where I don't have notifications set up. So you have the FTF feature on the app as well. That's nice.
So one thing to point out is that Geooh GO has had Android Auto integration for a good while now. What has it been, like 3 years, something like that? Maybe.
Yeah. I think about 3 years. And what it does is that Geooh GO has a nearby geocaches feature. Where, as you're driving around, it will give you notifications of a nearby geocache. And with the Android Auto version, those notifications and a screen will show a list of the caches nearby and a map side by side on the list. And then you can select the cache either through the list or through the map and get more details about the cache and then start navigating to it, all from Android Auto. So the nice thing is you don't have to look at your phone as you're driving.
Yeah, that's safe for everyone involved, not just geocaches themselves, but everyone else on the road as well. So I like it. I will say GSM times 2 is a very, very smart man. He says, I agree with C. Marshall. Metric and other international measurements makes more sense. So thank you, Scott. See, a very smart man, very smart man. And Ron, here you go. This isn't in the chat room. This is actually a private message to me asking you a question. And it is from the big man himself, Ryan Simmel. He says, Craig, can you ask Ron if he would like to do a presentation at Geooh Woodstock next year?
I'll have to see. I haven't been able to go to many events lately, but we can talk about it next year. That might be nice to do.
There you go. There you go, Ryan. Hit Ron up for it and start the conversation from there and try and get him to Geooh Woodstock in
just a drive down the road.
Yeah.
Where's it at? Oh, that's the one in Kansas.
In Kansas, yeah.
Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah. I thought, okay, that's one I could drive to. So that may be on my list.
Yeah. And I will say, if you do make it there, Ryan, he gives the best hugs. I call him a rug. It's a Ryan hug. And he gives them out to everyone and anyone, very, very much so. So, Ryan, there you go, mate. Yes, he will reach out to you, Ron. So that's really cool. Chad, what else have you got to add in regards to the?
I want to know about the AI assistant, the Gopher. I haven't tried it yet, but I know it's in there.
Gopher. I like the sound of that too. Gopher.
So give us your elevator pitch on Gopher.
It uses artificial intelligence to look at all the logs that you've downloaded for a cache and help you deduce from the logs and from the hint where the cache may be. So the best way to do it is download like maybe 10 to 20 logs and then let the AI summarize all those logs and give you an idea of where the cache might be.
Oh, wow, Ron, that's amazing. Absolutely amazing. So
it's pretty slick.
Yeah.
It's slick. I didn't realize it was in there until I was reading reading some of the updates. It's like, oh boy, I gotta try this out.
That is amazing, because I know personally, I use AI a lot in my day-to-day life in regards to different things. I know how powerful this thing is, especially when it comes to geocaching as well. So to literally let it in a split second read all the logs that you would normally go through if you're there trying to find a cache. I mean, we all do it. We're there trying to find a cache. You go through the hint. Yeah, it's not in the hint. Still can't find it. So you go through photos. No, still can't find it. You start to go through the logs. This way, it'll go through a whole bunch of logs for you in a split second and tell you roughly what the logs say where it was. I like it.
Yeah.
Wow.
And then again, it summarizes, so it will even notate what someone else had said. So you instead of going through each log, you can just see it all in one page or screen of what. And I've noticed that it has gotten better over the years. So I use Google's Gemini AI, and Google keeps improving it and really works on it. And I've noticed that the Gopher AI is getting better as time goes on.
Well, Ron, there's a few in the chat room already. Tivia, she says that she's used Gopher a few times. Very, very cool. She loves it. And Honeysucker is from Australia. Gopher is great while traveling and different styles of hides. So if you're in a different area and you're not used to that particular cache owner and how they hide things, and it can be utilized for that purpose. So you can go, oh, this is their hide type. If you're in Florida, Chad, you go to Florida and you go, what is it? The Florida, what's it called? The Florida hides? What do they call themselves? When you're in those,
something like that. The ones that are in the friggin'
in the trees, the
little
palm trees,
palm trees,
palm trees. Florida style. That's what it is. Florida style.
Yeah.
So, and one more as well, Chad. This is for you again. GSM times 2. I love the guy. He says, is Craig ready to go to Android? Maybe Chad can send him an old Android to try Geooh GO with as well.
I'll send you an old Android.
Ron, why we're laughing, Ron, is because years ago, Chad wanted to try Cachely, and he's so Android focused. And so I actually sent Chad one of my old iPhones so he could tether an old iPhone off his Android to use Cachely for the time being. So,
well, I've got a friend here, and he's Where Is It Now? And he has his own podcast.
Yeah, Where Is It Now podcast. Yeah.
Right. So he did that years ago. He's an iPhone user mainly, but he was buying Android phones to use Geooh GO.
Yeah.
Because at one time, Geooh GO was the only one that did a county database or county finds, and he was a big county hunter. So he was buying Android phones just to use some of the features inside Geooh.
Nice. One
And
more.
you wouldn't have to. You can just even hotspot off of your iPhone.
Yeah, just hotspot, like tether it to a hotspot. That's it. So all you need is a an internet access style, whether it be tether from your iPhone or what do you call it, Wi-Fi, but you don't have portable Wi-Fi normally unless you're like me, Chad, and I've got Starlink on my roof as we speak. But anyway, I could use my Starlink, Chad. Look at that. I could use my Starlink. I know. Let me say, there's one more thing on our show notes too, Ron, and that is the Geooh Tours. Geooh Tours. Is there Geooh Tours features on Geooh Go?
Yes, and it seems like Geooh Tours is a stepchild or something, because you never hear Groundspeak push it or anyone else push it.
No, not really.
But you can open up Geooh Tours section on the app, and it will show you all the nearby Geooh Tours. Right. And you select one, and then it will download all the geocaches related to it, and then give you information about the Geooh Tour itself, and then let you find those caches.
It's a convenient tool when you're at a mega and they release a Geooh Tour.
Oh yeah,
while you're in the middle of a mega.
Yeah.
So that's where it shines, in my opinion. It also helps if you're just focusing on a Geooh Tour, but where it really shines is like you're in a mega, it's going to be announced, but you don't know when, or you might know when, but you want that information as soon as it announces, and if you got the access to it on your phone, you're out there hunting before everyone else.
Well, that makes sense. I mean, I know this year at Moga as well, before I had my ankle injury. They did a Geooh Tour announcement the day of or the day before. I think it might have been the day before. But all they did was Ryan and the gang, they handed out a piece of paper as well, like just a sheet of paper with all the GC codes on it. And that makes sense. But if you can actually just literally click one of them and then download that whole. Just the Geooh Tour in an offline map. That's clutch. That's really.
Well, you don't need to click one of them. You just need to hit the Geooh Tours button on the app, and then it shows you what all active Geooh Tours are around you.
I like it. The
nearest ones that are around you.
Well, I'll be honest, Chad, as well, and that is that I've never, ever, ever, I hate Android with a passion, because it's totally opposite to Apple, with their interface and even the buttons are the opposite side of the screen, all that sort of stuff too. And I hate the change in that regard. But in saying that, I'm liking the features of Geooh Go so far. So, yeah, like even just to try and use it, I don't know how I'd go using it just for one app only, though. I don't know how it'd go.
You get a small tablet. So this is the thing with Android, with the tablet. We have GPS in our tablets, and unlike a friggin' iPhone Mini,
iPhone Mini.
iPad Mini that doesn't have a GPS chip.
My iPad does.
You got a full iPad, but the iPad Minis.
Who buys iPad Minis? No one buys these iPad Minis. Jeez, Chad, what do you think I am?
I know several people that have bought them. And they were very upset that they did not have the GPS. So now your iPad is one that has cellular service. The iPads, if I'm not mistaken, that are just Wi-Fi do not have the GPS chip in it.
Oh, there you go. That's all right.
So.
But Ron, by the sounds of it, in the chat room as well, mate, we've got a lot of people like me where we didn't realize how much Geooh Go is out there for us as well. One thing Scott says as well, GSM times 2. He said the other thing about Geooh Go is that it always downloads to offline. So is that true? Like every time you
there's several ways. The fundamental paradigm of Geooh Go is that it's an offline list manager. It's centric, offline list centric.
Right.
Some people don't like that, but once you understand that you create offline lists for different geocaching adventures or different purposes, like keeping track of your finds, or friends or whatever list you want to keep of geocaches. You can create an
Mhm.
offline list. The way you can create them is either through searching the Groundspeak database to pull
Mhm.
down geocaches that have certain criteria that you have in the search. You can then also download from a GPX file, a Pocket Query, even a list. You mentioned earlier the list of GC codes. If someone gave that into a file format, you could download that and insert, create an offline list. You can also go on a map and select the caches that you want, and then transfer those into an offline list. So if you plan on going to a location to geocache over the weekend, you can just go to the map and select which ones you want, and start putting them into an offline list. And then it just makes it easier when that day comes. You can just look at the offline list and know which ones you plan to go after.
And you filter out all the ones you don't want, all the micros in the woods, or the LPCs or whatever it is you don't want. So all the low favorite points as well. So that's exactly right.
Or the DNFs,
all the DNF ones with all the DNF. Exactly. You don't want to go after those unless those DNFs have been by people who've got less than 10 fines, which is a lot of those. Levi on Facebook as well. He says he's never realized how much I was missing out on. So he'll have to find an Android and try and download it from there. So well done, Levi, to you. But Ron, we're running out of time now. So thanks for joining us, mate. But before we go, where can people find you if they need questions or comments or whatever? Just let us know exactly where can people see you, find you, or even just download the app. What's your opinion?
Well, there's like three major places. You can always send an email to support@geooh.com. And I've got a form also, Geooh GO, geos-go.com/form. And that would get you the form. Or there's a very active Facebook group that people go to. So I'm trying to make it flexible on how you get questions or get answers from me.
I think that's really a good idea too. Facebook groups for that purpose is really, really good. I mean, it saves you, Ron, being the sole proprietor of it, to sort of answer every single question that anyone else can sort of answer who've got some knowledge about it too. So literally, you can spread the information around. Everyone loves it and they enjoy it, so they can go from there. So join the Facebook group as well, Geooh GO Facebook group too. So that sounds really cool. So very cool.
The website has all the information about what the features are. I think we've only covered a fourth of the features there.
Yeah.
So just, the website gives a better view of what's available.
Yeah, exactly. Go to the website if you want more information and have a look. Or just if you've got an Android, just download it. Just download the app and just play around with it and see how you go from there. So, and if you've got an Apple, then you can tell someone who's got an Android, look, have you tried this, and give it a go as well. So that's really cool. Very cool, Ron. Thank you so much for joining us. And Chad, before we go as well, we got to talk about next week. Chad, Scott's back next week. Scott's back, so everyone can stop listening from now on because Scott's back next week. So, and everyone's been asking. No, Scott isn't ill at all. He's very well. Everything's fine. He's just very busy with baseball. It's baseball. So that's all it is baseball. So it's not his, you know what I mean? So anyway, it's just baseball. He's not ill. I have been asked.
Not physically ill.
No, mentally is a different story. But anyway, we can see while the cat's away, the mice will play. That's what I'll say. So, all right, Chad. Next week we have July Cache Coffee is back next week. So people have been asking about that as well. So next week, Chad, July Cache Coffee again next week, next Wednesday night, same time, same place, everything exactly the same, no different, except for Scott's back with us. And what else is there? Oh, that's right. Don't forget, jump on the Facebook page, jump on all the social medias, but the Facebook page, don't forget the photo of the month competition, Chad, too. People can't forget about that. So you can't win again, Chad. Your head, your ugly mug is going to be on this year's calendar. So you're happy. Look at you.
I didn't get anything. So I got what do you call that when they give you an honorary win? I didn't get it. Didn't get a real win.
You get your face on the calendar. That's a win and a half. Since when have you? Because you're not a fireman. So when have you been on a calendar, Chad?
Never.
Exactly. First time for you to be on a calendar, Chad, and have all your clothes on too. So that's really nice to see. All right, we're going to leave it there. We're going to close it out. We've got no music, got nothing else. So this is from Ron. Thank you very much, mate, for joining us. From Chad, also known as Chatting to Bear, and myself, Sue Marshall. I'm over and out. And close it out, Chad. Close it out. Close it out. Close it out.
Bye-bye. See you all next week.
Bye. See you guys.